Hey, what's going on, everybody? Nick Cascarella from This 3D Life. That's I Salsa Shark on the Twitter, coming to you with my first blog or vlog. I don't know what I'm calling it yet because the new idea for the show. So basically, what it is I am the host of This 3D Life podcast. We have a blog. We got a whole bunch of stuff. We got this YouTube channel that's checking out right now. Um, but basically, what it is we write articles, we do all sorts of stuff, and I'm always being hounded by my better half and co-host of the show to write more articles, to write new things. So this week on the newest episode of the This 3D Life podcast, episode 46, make sure to go check that out. I'll put the link in the description. I announced that I'm going to start doing these vlogs, and I'm going to be doing them instead of I'll still be writing content sometimes on the blog, but I'm going to be doing these. I guess they're vlogs. I didn't really know what to call them. If you listen to the podcast, you'll see I was like struggling with I guess they're vlogs, but I don't know because I don't know. I don't really know much about this. This is like new to me. So basically the whole idea is that anything I would write about on the blog, I'm just going to come and talk to you guys about it instead. And the whole idea is that I want to have an open conversation in the comments on Twitter about the things I talk about here. So please indulge me. Let me talk to you guys about some stuff, and then you can tell me what you think and tell me I'm an idiot, because I probably am. So these will be posted here on YouTube, but also you'll be able to find them at this3dlife.wordpress.com. So basically the whole plan is that I'll come, and it'll be different every week. It'll be they're gonna post on Thursdays. It'll either be something that's going on in video games or movies or anything that we would talk about or post about on This 3D Life. Except I'm gonna go into it maybe a little more, like something that really interests me, or maybe I'll do a top 10 list of like something I think is really neat. Like I posted a top 10 list on the blog that was top 10 video game companions and followers, which I thought was fun, and I had some good feedback. Some people thought it was fun as well. So I'll be doing stuff like that here also, and you guys can chime in and tell me that I'm wrong, because that's probably the case. So with that said, I guess we will segue into my the first topic, and my topic this week is going to actually come from an idea that I started kind of throwing around on episode 45 of the podcast, and I'll also put that in the description so you can go back and listen to. So basically, what happened is at the beginning of the episode, I came out and had this like slightly over dramatic realization that because of there being far too much content for me to consume on a daily basis, that I have stopped listening to music almost entirely, which like sucks because growing up I was super into music. I was going to see bands like every weekend, always checking out new music, and it's kind of completely stopped for me. And I don't know if it was a little I got burnt out on going all the time and seeing these bands, and it's a lot of work, kind of like finding new music and discovering new music. And on top of it, I really have been caught up in keeping up with the different YouTube people that you've kind of made part of your everyday life, or the different podcasts that you've made part of your everyday life, and watching and doing Twitch streams, on top of the fact that I'm doing 2 podcasts a week. Now I'm doing these vlogs once a week, which I'm super excited about. I have so much fun like creating the content. I do a Twitch stream every Wednesday, at least every Wednesday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time till whenever, like 11:30, midnight, whatever. And I've just realized that like doing all these things has kind of something had to get pushed out, and unfortunately it was music. So I guess the whole idea of this topic is like, is the oversaturation of content a bad thing? Like we this like quote, and I hate calling it like makes me eye roll to no extent, but like the nerd culture, obviously super popular. You have superhero movies are in the movie theaters every 3 months all year long for the past few years, and it looks like until forever. On top of that, it's like super hip to read comic books, and video games are completely mainstream, and you know, all these other things that at one time were maybe not so popular are now super popular. Now, I am completely on the train of like, this is a great thing. This is a super great thing, because the way I look at it is, growing up, I had my core group of like 5 good friends. Um, Now we weren't unpopular. Like, I never wanted to depict it as like your stereotypical 80s movie where, like, you know, the fucking popular kids bullied us because we were playing with Star Wars figures. But to be completely honest, I was playing with Star Wars figures like all the way into middle school, and then it went from Star Wars figures to playing Magic cards, and then all these things that weren't the most popular thing. Like, people look at you and go like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm just like, I don't know. This is what I like. This is what I've always liked. I was obsessed with Star Wars, and then obsessed with Magic cards, and the whole time playing video games regularly and reading comic books, and like a lot of that is attributed to my growing up. My uncles, were into comic books and into superheroes, and like totally put that into my life. So what I guess the point that I'm getting at this is that I love the fact that the conversation I was having with my 5 friends, I can now have with everybody. Like, and that's what's super cool for me, is that the 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 small conversation I was having, where I had the opinions of of these 5 people floating around, is now I get to go online and hear the opinions of everyone. Now, this obviously there's this comes at a price where people are vicious and over opinionated and don't accept other people's opinions, but that's that comes with the territory, and that's what it is. But the fact that I can go to many different mediums and hear many different people talk about the same thing, I get to hear a lot of different people's takes on things, and that's super awesome. And I really, really love that about the whole rise of the nerd culture. Like, I guess that's what it is. No one's come up with a better name for it, and that's kind of what it's become. So it's super popular, and everyone likes it, and everyone wants to get in on that conversation. So now you have a million podcasts, and you have a million YouTube channels, and you have a million Twitch streams, and you it's like small fish in the biggest pond for content creators and stuff. But basically, the whole problem is that I have, because I'm trying to see so much and consume so much of this content, I've pushed out something else that I love very much, and that isn't. I think that's entirely on me. And so when I first presented it on the podcast, I was like, oh, God, it's so. I've fallen out of love with music, was like the way that I put it, and I feel like that was because like I had realized it that day, and I was like totally being a fucking drama queen about it. But really, I don't think I fell out of love with music as much as I have forced music to the side by the fact that there's so much content there. And I don't think that that's not a bad thing, that there's so much content there, because like I was saying, you can have that conversation with a million different people. So like, say you walk into a room and you hear someone talking about something you really like okay, someone's talking about Star Wars in this room, and you walk over, and the guy that's talking about Star Wars is a complete fucking dick, and you're like, well, I'm happy someone's talking about Star Wars because I can relate to that and I like that, but this guy's a fucking dick. What's so great now is I can just turn around and join the conversation to the right next to me, because they're also talking about Star Wars, but I relate to the people much better. And that's why the fact that I don't think the oversaturation of content is like, it's obviously like tough for creators because you have so much more to compete with, but in the same sense, like I stream Minecraft pretty regularly, and I don't have like a huge following on Twitch, but like I have my core group of people that always like come back and hang out with me when I'm streaming Minecraft and stuff. And there's a million different channels you can go watch someone streaming Minecraft. It's just that like my followers on that Twitch stream and me have like created a relationship, and they can relate to me and I can relate to them, and so we have this like really great community. And I feel like everywhere you look you can find these communities that you're seeing these bonds made and stuff, and that's all through the fact that there's so many different outlets to go through. So the oversaturation thing I don't think is bad. I mean, it's obviously poses a problem for people trying to create content because it's like impossible to get it's quite tough to get all your content into the hands of everyone because everyone's already like overloaded looking everywhere at everything, and it sucks. But my initial argument of the like, oh, there's too much to look at and that's the reason that I don't listen to music. No, that's stupid. Basically all the content everywhere is a good thing, because now you can have these conversations with everyone anywhere you want and find people that you can relate to. You just have to prioritize, like, instead of doing certain things that fucking are time sinks, maybe make room for the shit that is important to you. And like me, I have to make room for more music. So oversaturation of content, not a big deal, because it allows you to really connect with people. Like, I've made a lot of cool friends from it, and it's super awesome, and I hope to make more. And I hope that these vlog things are people see them and are like, oh, that's cool, man, like, and have the conversation with me here. That's all I want. Just want to hang out and have the conversation. So I guess this is the first one. It was I don't know, a cool thing. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it or not. If I do, it'll be because it's working for me on a I don't know, like I'm getting something out of it. If I stop doing it, it's because it wasn't I wasn't itching or scratching that itch, if you will. And hopefully this will continue, because I have a feeling I'm gonna have fun doing it. So make sure to go on Twitter and follow This 3D Life on Twitter, because you'll be able to find all the content that we do all the time. Everything gets posted there. It's at This 3D Life. I am at iSalsaShark on Twitter. Make sure to go over to the WordPress where everything gets posted. Articles, this will be up on there. Our other Let's Play videos that are done by our friend Tim Utley. Follow him at Tim_Utley. And that is this3dlife.wordpress.com. And also, like I said earlier, I Twitch every Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Twitch.tv/this3dlife. See, I'm a mess. I always forget all of them. Again, I'm Nick Cascarella, and I've literally never ever been on Reddit.